Good morning, everyone. It's May 2020, and we're all doing our best to deal with the issue of COVID-19. Chlorine, and derogating is what we want to talk about here today. It is an essential service, and our company is preparing to complete the work of detasseling and derogating in a safe manner. So I want to bring to your attention some of the safety policies we have in place so that you can be comfortable applying to our company to work this summer. So it's important to know that the safety policy and described procedures represent our best efforts at this time to protect workers, and they're subject to change because things are changing every day, as we know. But we worked with the Ministry of Labour, Occupational Health and Safety, Workplace Safety and Prevention, Health Canada, and the Chatham-Kent Health Unit to develop this policy. At this time, we do not have a clear vision of what level of physical distancing the Ontario government will be expecting of us during the summer months. We have made the decision to prepare and develop policies and procedures that will keep our employees safe in accordance with the current state of physical distancing in the province. Please be advised that while working in the detasseling and derogating industry, that we cannot always guarantee physical distancing will be achieved. That's 2 meters between people. Therefore, we're going to use personal protective equipment to protect our workers while they are traveling to and from fields and while they're working in the fields. Okay, so at this time I'd like to go through some of the PPE that we're going to be implementing this season with our new safety plan. So it really does start with the face shield. The face shield is an important piece of the puzzle. It will protect workers when they're inside of any type of a social distancing situation. We also are going to have glasses underneath of the face shield. We're going to have a high visibility hat for the workers. We're going to have safety gloves. And also we're going to have a cloth barrier that's going to cover up the nose and the mouth as well. So all of these things will be implemented. Of course, we're going to have lots of hand sanitizer, alcohol-based cleaner for the buses and touch points, and these are all things that we're going to implement with our policies. In addition, each worker is to come prepared with closed-toe shoes, extra pair of socks, and we do have a no skin is in policy whereby their entire body is covered, and we've had this actually for 3 years, but the no skin is in policy will remain in effect. We're also going to ask workers to bring ample water supply, 4 liters of water per person per day. And also they're going to be bringing personal trash bags to collect their own garbage this year, which is different. So they're going to bring in their own small trash bag and they'll take the garbage home with them this year. In terms of transportation, one of the biggest issues with the corn detasseling and derogating industry is not necessarily the field work, but it's transporting the workers from the pickup locations around the province to and from the fields and in between fields. So there are a lot of key things we have to talk about in terms of safe transportation. Number one, pickup locations are important. Workers need to arrive at the pickup location with their PPE on. They can't arrive without it on because that is a key place where social distancing will be infringed upon because there's lots of workers arriving at one location. So we're going to ask that workers do their best to remain physically distant from each other, but at the same time, they're going to be wearing their PPE at the pickup location. We also have a max 24 policy which is in place, which basically means there's only going to be one person sitting in each bus seat. So we're basically limiting our bus capacity, carrying capacity by 50% on the school buses themselves. PPE must be worn while traveling at all times, no questions asked. That is the place that we want to have the highest level of safety is while traveling on the school bus. We're going to have health screening at the door by simply asking questions such as, do you feel ill today? Have you traveled in the last 14 days? These basic questions that the government would like us to ask. Also, we're going to be intensively cleaning the school buses on a twice daily basis and documenting those cleaning regimen in order to keep all the touch points safe for everyone. We've already mentioned garbage containers, but each individual will bring their own garbage bag this year on the school buses and will use them for their own garbage. We will not have communal water containers on the buses. That's why we've asked every employee to bring their own 4 liters of water. It's also important at the end of the day that workers call their parents in advance and arrange for transportation so they're not hanging around the drop-off points. And same thing, they're to wear their PPE on the bus and when they're dropped off as well. Care of PPE is important. We'd like these masks to be washed every evening in soap and water. And also we'd like the cloth barrier to also be washed each evening as well. And we'll give workers multiple pair of these masks so you can wash them regularly. Also, we will be distributing this PPE in advance of the first day of work, so workers will have them for the first day. Okay, in terms of personal hygiene, washroom, break time, lunch breaks, etc., these are also times that we have to consider because of social distancing. So first of all, let's talk about personal hygiene. Personal hygiene, when you're going to use the washroom, you need to wash your hands. You need to wash your hands when you come out of the washroom or disinfect, and we're going to have the capability to offer soap and water and also disinfectant to workers after they use the washroom. You also need to disinfect your hands before you have break or eat or drink. So that's important, and we have these supplies available for you so that you can keep yourself clean before any break. Also at break and lunchtime, we realized that you're not going to be able to really shove a sandwich in your mouth when you have this on. So that is a time where we're going to have to social distance. We're going to have to be 6 feet apart, separated in order to eat and drink. And this is something that we will make sure is enforced with our supervisors. And it would just involve some change and some working together, but we feel we can accomplish it. Also, just keep in mind that no skin is in is still the policy. And we feel the workers have been very happy with this policy. So there's no skin to be shown in the cornfields to protect you from the sun, from corn rash, from bug bites, from all kinds of things. So it's a great policy as well. Okay, so what we have here is we have Morgan. She's volunteered to show off these new safety supplies. And we can just start by looking. Generally, she has the no skin is in policy done very well here. So she's covered from head to toe, so that's great. We like that. She, of course, has her gloves on for detasseling. She has closed-toe shoes on. They're also like a rubber-type shoe, so she's going to have some wetness prevention there for her feet. But we do recommend an extra pair of socks and actually an extra pair of shoes as well. It does help. It does help with the afternoon to keep your feet dry. Moving up her body, she has a cloth bandana on. So there's been a lot of talk about what you should wear to cover your mouth. We could go with paper masks like you see a lot of people wearing around the world. But detasseling corn is like jumping into a bathtub first thing in the morning. So those paper masks are going to be quite useless after the first pass, really. So if you go with a cloth barrier, this is just a bandana simply cut in half. And that's what she has on her body. So it's a thin cloth barrier, it's washable, and it's breathable, and it can get wet, and it will still function. So she does have a cloth barrier on. She has safety glasses, the high visibility hat, and of course the face shield over top. So I mean, it certainly is a lot of safety gear, but we have a desire to keep our workers very safe, and in the fields and also on the school buses. So this is the full get-up for detasseling safety this summer here at WR. Okay, so now what I want to do is talk about how things work at break time, because obviously she can't eat a sandwich with this get-up on. So Morgan, let's have a break. Let's go to break time. So first of all, she's going to make sure she is 6 feet away or 2 meters away from any other person before she does this. And we're filming here, so I'm going to be in the film. So she's going to take her mask off. She's going to pull her... Now she has access to her mouth to eat something or drink something, right? I'm probably going to set that mask down on wherever she happens to be, whether it be outside under a tree or maybe she's one of the people that get to stay on the school bus. But we do have to keep 2 meters apart. She's also going to take her gloves off. And then she also needs to know before she goes to eat or drink that she's going to disinfect. So we're just going to disinfect our hands. You can use a disinfectant or she can use soap and water. And now she's prepared to have a break, have lunch, have a drink. And this is how we're going to achieve this. But she will be social distancing while the PPE is off. When it's time to go back to work, go ahead and put the PPE back on. So we put the bandana back on. Cover up the nose and mouth. We'll put the gloves back on. And then the last thing she'll do is put the face shield back on. And now we feel she is safe. If she so happens to go closer than 2 meters to another worker because of the school bus situation or because she's in the headland, you know, we're protected here. So this is the safety gear we have for this season.